Good morning, everyone. I've been a busy lady. I finished my undergrad this year at 54, and I immediately entered the graduate program at UBC Okanagan in May, and then I was training at the same time at the gym, and I also had to move. So it's been a really busy, crazy few months, and I'm now back in Vancouver area. And I actually just got up about, I don't know, maybe an hour ago. I slept until 11:15. Like, oh my God, that is so late. I didn't set my alarm and I knew I was going to sleep in, so it was already planned, but I never thought I would actually sleep until that late. So obviously I needed it, and it feels good because I did feel very rested. But I'm going to get on every day and talk about something. I've got a lot of information in my head. And today I thought, you know what, why not talk about nutrition? Because nutrition is extremely important to me. It always has been. And although I never received a nutritional degree, I've been reading books on nutrition since I was 18. It started way back when I was 18, 19 years old because I was into fitness, and then I got into fitness instructing. And so it was very important for me to learn about what was good for my body, what made me function well, and what kept me really lean at the time. So anyways, and today as I was having my coffee, I pulled out my dates. I love dates. I always have. And people put them aside because they're very high in calories. But you know what? This is where I think we think incorrectly. Just because something is high in calories like an avocado or dates doesn't mean we should exclude it, because there are some amazing health benefits with dates. Whoops, that's the right way. So I just get a big container and I eat 2 of these a day. One, it's good for the liver. But at the same time in my nursing program, we learned that most of us don't get enough potassium. Now, if you have any other health issues, please consult your doctor, find out what's okay there. And hopefully they're an integrative one at best. But anyways, potassium is good for your heart. It helps your muscles. It helps your muscles contract. So I wrote a little bit of notes, right? So it just said it helps your muscles contract. So if it helps your muscles contract, where we think of biceps or maybe hamstrings or abdominal muscles or whatever, but we forget about the heart, right? And the heart is a muscle that needs to contract to work properly. And the reason I focus on the heart for me is because I have a lung disease. I've got asthma. I've had it since I was 13. It's gotten better over the years because I know how to manage it well. But when you have a lung disease, it automatically affects your heart because it all puts strain on your heart, right? So down the road, my heart will be more weakened, I guess, than somebody else that doesn't have asthma. So that's just a natural part of life. So what can I do to help it? But at the same time, I talk about I consider my heart a lot because of the statistics with women, but also because I had suffered with chronic childhood abuse. And I know through the research that I have studied, that chronic abuse or trauma could affect your heart. So it's not only mental health issues, it's physical health issues, right? So what we carry in our heart affects us over our lifetime. So when I heard about potassium in school and the importance of potassium, and society is not getting enough potassium, like for instance, it's recommended that we get about 4,700 milligrams per day of dietary potassium. And men are getting about 3,400 and women are getting about 2,700. Now, I don't know if this accounts for the statistics in women with higher, higher incidence of heart attacks, like within the last, I guess, decade or so. I'm not sure, because there's, you can't just narrow it down to one thing. It's a lot of things, right? We like to try to narrow it down to one thing to make it simple, and so we could attack it and do something about it, but it's never that simple. But why not think about other things? Potassium, right? We kind of steer away from potassium because one of my relatives has kidney disease and he had a kidney transplant. So there's certain things that he has to stay away from in order for his kidneys to function properly, and one is potassium. But if you're healthy and before your kidneys become deteriorated, why not take potassium? And I'm not talking about going to the store, getting a vitamin and popping it into the pill, because it doesn't work the same way. We need the food, right? So it's dates are huge, right? We always go, I guess, to bananas, but I mean, bananas are good too, but dates are an amazing thing. But you know, it's also high in fiber. It's also an antioxidant. It's also a sweetener. So if you ever have a sweet tooth, right, instead of grabbing the candy or the cookies or the cake or whatever, grab a date. I mean, they're amazing. I love them. And they also reduce your blood pressure. What was I going to say now? I lose track here once in a while. But anyways, I just wanted to share that. And let's see, was there something else that I wanted to say in there? I guess not. But anyways, I love nutrition. It's a huge part of my life. I think it's really good for us to stay kind of, you know, like everything in moderation, right? It's the same thing. And it doesn't always stay that, because I don't believe in balance anymore, because balance is like when you're doing a project for school or you're doing exams, you have to up the ante and you have to get it done. Otherwise, you can't just balance your life and do things for that week and make sure everything is okay. So sometimes you really have to push hard. And you push hard, just like if you're training or you want to compete, you have to, like the photos that I did before I ended up moving back to Vancouver, I went on the water restriction and the diet down so I could see my muscles pop, right? It was the first time I really did that, and it was exciting, it was hard, but I pushed hard to get those amazing photos, which I'll share with you at some point. So anyways, I hope you all have a great day. Incorporate some dates into your life because they're freaking awesome. Make some really good date squares. I don't know. I also learned how to do raw years ago, so maybe I'll throw some of that in as well. So my channel is all about mental and physical wellness and health. I've graduated from the nursing program. I'm now continuing on with the master's program. My focus is mostly on childhood abuse, sexual assault, intimate partner violence, and understanding the statistics and the repercussions. So what can we do as survivors? We need to boost our immunity. We need to increase our health. So whatever that's going to look like with these channels, subscribe. And I hope I could support you in various ways, and then just incorporate what you want. Okay, have a great day. Namaste.